All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man, Jay. Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold. Obviously, I've had this now for officially a little over 2 months, right at around 2 months. And I gotta say, it's been absolutely crazy, man. This has been a great experience with this phone. I was so caught up on not giving up my OG version, but once I did, I'm glad I did. And I wanna start with the basic rundown on this phone as a 2-month follow-up. First, how's it doing? Well, I gotta say, I'm more excited at how much more I like the phone from when I first got it. There are some things about the phone that I wish was better or, could do better, but I do like this gorgeous display. I mean, gorgeous. I wish I had recorded this in this aspect ratio so I can get a full screen display, but I love filling the display on phones like this because they're huge. This is a beautiful canvas to view content on. And to me, that's one of the best parts of this phone. This internal display, the color accuracy is absolutely great. I mean, it is extraordinary. And furthermore, they've put it on Google has a beautiful display out here as well. This 6.3-inch display is like the perfect size for a folding phone like this, if you want a regular slab style phone. Now, this is one of the reasons that I was hesitant on going to this phone because I actually prefer the shorter compact version of the phone with the original version. I really like that style because it was easier. It was a little bit wider, but it was very easy in the hand. Yeah, so you kind of got like this passport style folding phone. But in the end, this is actually really solid. I really appreciate what they're doing here. And it just took me a little bit of time to get used to this. It's really all that happened. So a dislike that I've always had is this portion here, the way they have their foldable done. I just think it's just a little bit unhinged, pun intended. I just don't like the really broad shoulders on this thing. But it actually is pretty good, man. And also speaker volume. All along the interior. That's all I've done to this car since ownership of this one right here. Going on 6 months with this car. I will follow up in a little bit, but I'm at like 5 and some change months. Speaker volume on this thing is very good. The tones on it when you're watching it, it's almost like it has just enough clarification on the bass on the phone, on the speakers when you're listening to music or just watching content. Because you hear the tone in my voice is actually really being mirrored just perfectly. So the screens on this thing is, I started there because this is why a person probably would buy a foldable. They want something to open up into a very large canvas. That is what they're going to buy this for. And I think those that are looking, if you have the OG Fold, I'll say this, folks, I was a skeptic. I skipped the 9. I skipped the 9 Pro Fold. I just didn't want to go to this style. But I think a 2-year jump is better. Having the OG Fold and then going to this one, it's a better experience because I really feel like I'm getting something different and my money is being well spent going such a big jump in the hardware and performance and everything. And that is what I'll talk about next. The performance on here is obviously nice and speedy. It's fast. It does well. What I do with this phone is a lot of social media and a lot of emails and a lot of phone calls. And I'll talk about network too. Yes, I'm still using it on Visible, and that's where I'll probably always use it because I have a SIM card, and that's what I really could appreciate about this phone. I really don't like that they took away the SIM card from their main seller, which is the Pixel 10 Pro XL. Just the 10 lineup, they took away the SIM cards. I just really despise that. But they left it on this one right here, and it has been a pleasure to be able to swap my SIM card out if I wanted to. But nonetheless, the performance on here it's going to be what you think it is. Does it have some shortcomings if you're a gamer? Well, I don't game, so I can't speak to those that might say it might overheat or something like that when they're playing this game or that game. I don't know. I don't game on this phone. It may be a few little games, like these are simple games like this. They don't pull any kind of power out of the phone, just not enough. So my experience with the processor and the performance and day-to-day tasks, folks, it is perfect. It's perfect. It has not crashed, nothing. Updates come in great. Google's done right by consumers with this hardware and this software so far in my book. Now, I started with screens, but the actual hardware itself definitely is nice. I love the brushed look. I just love the brushed look on phones. I just think it really makes the phone. I think it looks more premium with a brushed look opposed to the polished sides. The polished sides just don't look well to me after a while, and I just prefer the brushed look. No cleaning involved, nothing. And these are the same color phones. This one just has a brushed look all the way around. Now, this camera module is something that I really clown them for. I just wish they would have stuck with this design on this phone, and it just would have been so much better. I just think it would have been so much better. I still am not the biggest fan of this right here, and I feel like they could have just done this camera module over here. There's no reason why they couldn't. And in fact, these probably should have the same camera setups, but in my testing, I can't really tell too much difference in photos, but in video I can. The video on this just isn't as good as I want it to be. All of the Pixels, when I compare video to other phones, they're always pretty much in last place. The video quality just isn't good enough for me. And people say use video boost and all that. I get it. I don't really like it as much. Now, one thing I will say about when you're recording with this phone and you're doing vlogs, you're going to get the best audio because you don't need an external microphone, and you're going to get good color representation. It records accurately skin tones and people. It does great at people and things like that. This phone in particular does good on both. The Pixel 10 Pro XL records people great, and it does great in a situation like this that I'm doing right now with the top-down shot. It does phenomenal. This one does better. The Pixel 10 Pro Fold does better with people, in my experience. Like recording myself, it just does. I love the color accuracy and how it looks personally. That's what I like. So the camera is decent, is for video, but it's definitely really good for photos. I have no complaints. I've never had a complaint about a Pixel photo in years, I think, since the Pixel 2. That was the last time I think I had a really strong feeling about the pictures that came out of Pixels, and it's been a long time. So they've done right by the hardware with the color scheme. Again, I don't like these corners on here, but and I'm not a biggest fan of this camera module. But overall, folks, this is a very sleek and very easy to hold phone. Very easy to hold. Not as easy as the Z Fold 7. That feels much better in the hand as far as like weight and fit and finish and like how you're holding it. But this is a very comfortable phone to hold for a long period of time. The rounded corner really helps. You guys know I love rounded corner phones over boxy phones any day, all day long. I take a rounded corner phone at any given moment. So having this phone for the last 2 months or so, it's been great, man. Like there's really no complaints about this that'll be a deterrent for me that I say, oh, I should have returned it. No, I'm glad I did. Another strong area is the signal, because I am using it on visible wireless. I have not had one issue with a dropped call, nothing. I mean, there's just nothing going on with this phone when it comes to the service I'm using it on, which is visible wireless. And that's a good thing. I don't want to report bad things on the signal, like it has a weak signal, because look at the antennas that it has on it. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. So they've got the 5G game on lock, and the antennas on here are positioned properly. The hinge is a new hinge, and it's a lot smaller than before. I could appreciate that. And I just think that they've done an overall solid package. I'm going to use this. I'll probably skip the next generation like I did last time, and just go to the next generation after that if they decide they're going to make another one. But overall, what completes the package on this, outside of the design, the color combos, the screens, the performance, the software, is the battery. The battery on this thing has proved to be so good. I didn't think it would be that good, but it in fact is very good. I can definitely make it through a full day with no problems. Sometimes if you can't make it through a full day on a phone, meaning you have to sit and charge, you have to at least, like, let's just say you're a person who works a 9 to 5, and you get in the car, you've got like this pattern where you just plug it up when you're in the car, or you put it on your wireless charger when you're in the car, or if you're at your office and it's like 2 o'clock or 2:30 and you get off at 5 and your phone's maybe already at like 20% and like something like that. and you get this pattern going. You have to charge. That's, to me, that's charging within the day. And that's not something that I have to do at all, because I do a lot of media consumption with this phone. And I also have my Bible app on this too for the bigger display. I really like doing that sometimes. Most times I'm opening it up like this. But I do a lot of consumption on here. So battery life needs to be strong. And they've done a great job, man. I mean, this phone, when we talk about thinness, someone was saying, you keep saying it's not thin and the Z Fold 7 is so much thinner. I get what you're saying. This phone is in fact thin. This is a thin phone. It's thin. I'm not complaining about that. What makes the Fold 7 feel thinner is the body style. And it is technically on paper, I think, a little thinner. But folks, this is a thin phone too, but it's so heavy in comparison. Like in comparing my Fold 7, even with a case, this is just it's on a different playing field. It's just not the same. It's just not the same. It's just thinner. It's just thinner. So, but that doesn't mean anything. It just means that, you know, that phone feels a little thinner and feels better in the hand in some situations. But overall, I definitely would choose this one to carry for the next 12 months because the software is great, man. The battery life is great. And, you know, I think I said that in another video that I think I chose this one that I could use as a daily driver going forward for a year or two or whatever, you know, you want to call it. But I still stand firm on that. I love the way this one looks too. I just really like this phone. And so the huge failure that most foldables have is none other than the price. There's no getting around it. Price is trash. It's not worth the price when you think about the battery size, the camera quality, and the memory options. Like this is only like what, a 256 gig that I bought? This thing is expensive, man. It's expensive. Now remember, I got a good deal on it. I got mine for like $500 or $580 or something like that, $599. But still, I had to do a trade-in to get that great deal, and I had credits. But I wouldn't have purchased this because that was my determining factor, was price. But once I was able to slide in and get a good deal on the price, that still doesn't mean it's worth it though. Even at $600, this still should be a 512 gig phone. Look at what they're offering here. You know what I'm saying? So this is a great package. It's just that price will never be right to me when you start to put it against what's on the phone itself, not its competition. If this had been a 512 gig, definitely would add another point back on there for it, half a point, but it's not. So that's my thoughts on my Pixel 10 Pro Fold. I love this phone though. You know, it just can't always be roses, but I really love this phone. I'll continue to use it. I'm probably going to skip the next generation this year. We're in 2026 now. And I'll probably skip this current generation that's coming if they do it at all. And if they don't do it, then I feel even better by getting this. It makes more value to me when they don't make another version of something and I can have the last of its kind. Again, which is why I was hesitant on getting rid of my OG, but I'm glad I moved from the OG to this because I prefer a lot of things about this over the OG. So if you have the Pixel 10 Pro Fold, let me know what you think about it in the comments. And how's your time with it been? I'll see you in the next video. Take care.